My name is Jared Mariani, and I'm the lead virtual simulation specialist at Bowling Green State University. And today, with the help of our graduate assistant sim specialist, Chris, I will be demonstrating a simulation that focuses on gaining attention and establishing classroom expectations. Start simulation. Hi class, how's everyone doing today?
I'm doing really great.
Good, good. Ethan's doing great. Is anyone else doing great?
I'm doing okay.
Okay, all right, I'll take it. Maybe we can get that okay to a great by the end of the class. What do you think?
We'll see.
Okay. How's everyone else doing?
I'm doing good. I had a good weekend.
Good, good. Anyone do anything exciting over the weekend?
Me.
Yeah, Ethan, what'd you do?
I went to Fun Zone, and I went on the trampolines and the go-karts, and I went to the arcade.
Fun Zone. Fun Zone is a great time, Ethan. That sounds like you did a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else do anything exciting?
My dad got me this graphic design stuff, so I've been playing around with that.
Wow, that's awesome, Harrison. Do you like doing graphic design?
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, that's a really good skill to have too.
Yeah.
All right, well, you keep that up. I'm sure that'll come in handy someday. All right, everybody. So I'm glad everyone had what sounds like a fun time this weekend or a relaxing weekend. And so today, now that we're all back, we're going to focus on something that we started talking about on Friday, and that is the Gapminder website. Does anyone remember that? We looked at some graphs on Gapminder. Yeah? See some head nods. Good. All right, so today what we're going to do is we're going to work as a group. So you five are going to be one group, and we're going to look at one of those graphs, specifically the graph that focused on how population across the entire world has grown over the last 200 years. So we're going to look at that graph, and I want you to work as a group to interpret the data that we see, and then we're going to come back together as a whole class, and you're going to tell everyone what you found, okay? Does that make sense? Good, great. So to make sure that we're working effectively as a group, I want to give out roles, okay? So you're each going to have a specific role that you're responsible for, and that's going to help us work efficiently. So Savannah, since you're first, we're going to have you be our spokesperson. So the spokesperson is basically just going to be the person who communicates the findings to the whole class. Yeah, Savannah, do you have a question?
I'm sorry. I don't really feel like talking for anyone today. Are there any other roles I could do?
Yeah, Savannah, that's absolutely fine. And you know what? That's actually a really good point that you sort of bring up there. So sometimes we might not like having roles thrust upon us. So why don't we do this democratically? Yeah, Ethan, you have a question?
If Savannah doesn't feel like doing it, then I don't mind doing it.
Well,
Is that okay with you?
Ethan, that's great. I appreciate you being willing to volunteer for the position. But how about we continue this idea of doing roles democratically, where I'll list out all of the roles, and then we can all decide what role we want. Okay? So I appreciate that. I'll list all the roles, and then you can decide if you still want to be the spokesperson. So we've got the spokesperson, who's just going to be the person to communicate all of your findings at the end when we get back together as a class. We've got two data analysts who are going to be the people in charge of interpreting the data that we look at on the graph. Then we've got a timekeeper, which that one's pretty self-explanatory. The timekeeper is going to keep an eye on the clock and make sure we don't go over the allotted time. And then we've got a scribe. The scribe is going to be the person who just takes notes, organizes thoughts, and make sure the group has a coherent vision for how to present your findings when we come back together as a class. Does that all make sense? Okay, great. So Now that we all know the roles, Ethan, do you still want to be the spokesperson?
Yeah, that sounds like a good time.
Okay. Does anybody else want to make a claim to be the spokesperson? Okay, so Ethan, it sounds like you are our spokesperson then.
Oh yeah.
All right. So the next role, the two data analysts. Does anybody want to be a data analyst? Okay, Dev, you want to be a data analyst?
Yeah, that sounds like a fun time. My parents do that kind of stuff, so I think I could do it too.
Okay, perfect. Anybody else? Savannah, you want to be a data analyst too?
Yeah, I think that's something that I can do.
Perfect. Thank you both for volunteering for that role. So that just leaves us with the scribe and the timekeeper. So Harrison and Jasmine, do either of those roles sound appealing to you? Yeah, Harrison, which role?
Like the timekeeper, is that just like looking at the clock?
Sort of. So you're not just looking at the clock, you're still helping your group and taking part in the conversation, but you are going to be the one responsible for making sure the group knows how much time you have left.
Okay.
Okay? Does that still sound like something you want to do?
Yeah, I think I can do that.
Perfect. Thank you for volunteering. And then Jasmine, I guess that just leaves you for scribe. Does that sound like something you want to do?
Yeah, like that just means like I'm looking at, writing everything down, right?
Exactly. You're going to be taking the notes and you're going to be also organizing the thoughts. So you're going to be in charge of making sure that everything everybody says makes sense and that you can present on it later when we come back together as a class.
Yeah, I think I can do that.
Perfect. Thank you for volunteering for that role. All right. Well, why don't we go ahead and open up Gapminder on our tablets, and then you can get to work. I'll see you in about 15 minutes. End simulation.